Okay, so let's start now. I'm recording it already. So the assignment is this: to create a slice, something that works like JavaScript's inbuilt slice method, so that if I call on the function like this, I will supply two parameters. The first one is expected to be an array, the second one is expected to be a number. Then when I run this now, if I run the codes below, it's going to display all the numbers in this array starting from the second index, that is from index 2 now to the end of the array. So it's going to give us a result that looks like this. So let's do that together. I will comment this out, and I will have two here, two parameters. So this is the first parameter. It will be sent to this argument. This will be sent to this argument, so that when I call on this function now, this array will be sent as the value of ARR, and this two will be sent as the value of num. Let's proceed. So I can say for a start, I will do something. I'll just copy this for a start. Let's start from here. So I'll call on the function like this for a start. So high is 0, then loop to based on the length of this array. So to start with, I can say console log So do you agree with me that this will display all the numbers in this array? Hello everybody.
Yes.
Because the value of ARR is this array and the value of num is this 2. For now, we are not using this 2. For now, we are not using this 2. So this will display all the numbers in this array. Let's run that. We should take it step by step so that it doesn't get confusing. So we have all these numbers now, all the numbers in the array. Let's take it a step further. Next is instead of starting from 0, we can say start at num. So the value of I now will be 2. Then check if it's less than the length of the array. Then console log array index of 2. When is done, I plus plus I becomes 3. Is 3 less than this? Yes. Console log this. Do we get how it works? Hello everybody.
Hello, sir.
So instead of I starting from 0, we say I should start from
Yes.
num. So in this case, I will start from 2.
2.
So let's check again. Now this is close to what we want, but we are not yet there. We are very close now. So instead of logging into the console here, we can now say let's variable price. Like I said, I want us to stick with ES5 for now. As time goes on, we switch to ES6. So this will push all the values into this new array. So when we are done pushing it,
Sir?
we can now say return.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, please, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
So why are you saying val is equal
This-
to empty array? Like,
So that we can push
New
all
array.
the numbers. No, according to what we had there initially. This is what we had there the other time. This will just log it to the console. I said we should have a result that looks like this. This is the assignment I gave us. At the end of the day, when we run this code, we have these results on the browser.
yes.
So what we want to do is we create an empty array from the beginning, at the beginning of this
Okay.
function. So this will push. Let's take it step by step so that we understand it better. When we call on this function now, this array will be the value of ARR. These two will be the value of num. Then we set this as an empty array. Next is, and the purpose of setting this is to keep all our values there, since we want our results to be an array. So the value of I will first be num, which is 2. The value of I will be 2. Is 2 less than the length of this array? Yes, I think the length of this array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So it's 2 less than 8? Yes. It's going to run the code here. On getting to this place, it will say new array dot push array index of 2. Remember, the value of I is 2. So array index of 2 to push what is at index 2, which is 6. Is to push it into this place. When it gets to the end of this place, it comes back here and it's going to increase the value of I. I becomes 3. Is 3 less than the length of this array? Yes. 3 is less than 8. New array dot push array index of 3. So that's 8. It will push 8 here. Then on and on like that till we are done with all the items in this array. When we are now done, after pushing all the items now, then return new array. So it's going to return this new array back to this exact place where you call on this function. Remember, I told you how return works. When you are done with that function, it's going to return whatever value you return within that function back to that exact location where that function is triggered. So this will return this new array, whatever the value of new array is. It will return it back to the same place. Then it will log into the console. So if you run this code now, you should see these results. Oh, sorry. So if you adjust it and if you change this to 4, it's going to start from index 4 because the value of num now will be 4. The variable I equals to 4. Then it's going to till it gets to the end of this array. This is how simple it is. Any question? Now, assignments. Our assignment for tonight will be the continuation of the last assignment.
Does someone want to join?
Okay. So, can you see how simple it is? Like I said, it's very simple, straightforward. And I told you in our last part that when you see the solution, you will, in fact, you will marvel. You'll be like, oh, so this is this simple. So now,
that's true.
For today, because none of us got it right, it means I still have a lot of work to do here. And so it is we're going to be spending some time here, more time around this part to ensure that we are all good at it before we proceed. So it is, we are not going to leave this part until...
I wasn't even thinking that the solution will come this way.
You said?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Hello?
I said I wasn't thinking the solution will come this way, sir.
What is?
Yeah, I can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Hello, Mr. Kazim. Okay, let's proceed.
Yeah.
Our assignment for tonight is this. When we use the slice function, let's go back to JavaScript inbuilt slice function again and see how it works to know the next task to do. If I slice this array and I add 2 arguments, let me copy this array and let me paste it here. if I put 2 here and I put 6 here, it will start slicing from index 2, that is 6, and it will end at index 6. But remember, this second value is non-inclusive, it is exclusive, meaning that it's not going to be added as part of the results, right? We've discussed that in our last class, right?
Hello.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Please, can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Sir, yes, I can hear you. Sir, someone want to join. You said
there's no pop-up here. I'm not seeing any pop-up here that anybody wants to join the class. Okay, I'm just seeing one now.
hey, you are not accepting in. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I can.
Welcome to the class, sir. So, back to what I was saying. Our assignment is this. When we are using slice, that's this JavaScript inbuilt method, slice. If you supply 2 parameters like this, the 2 and 6, it means that start from index 2 and end at index 6. But remember I said this 6 is exclusive, is non-inclusive, meaning that the value at index 6 will not be displayed. It will only display the value starting from index 2 and ends at index 5.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. It will start from index 2 and ends at index 5. Abi?
6.
It's not going to include the value at index 6. Remember I told you that this second value is non-inclusive. Right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So, with that now, let's run this so that you understand this better. I'll run this on the browser. Six, 8, 10, 11. 11 is at index 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's not going to include the value at index 6. So that's the next thing we want to do. If I run this slice like this, and I supply 3 arguments, it means start from index 4, end at index 7. But this 7 is exclusive, it is non-inclusive, meaning that the value of its index 7 itself will not be displayed. This will give me a result that looks like this. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I will see 10, 11 and 13.
13.
I will see these results. That's the next thing we have to do. Any question?
Please, is this the solution to the assignment?
No, I've done the solution to the assignment. I've done it. I'm recording it. I will upload this on my channel. Let me even upload this like that. I'll upload this immediately. Let me quickly go over it because of those people that just joined. This is it. When you call on this function my slice, this is the assignment I gave us in our last class. This will be sent as the value of ARR. This will be sent as the value of num. This is going to create an empty array for you. I will be set the value of I to num, so that I will start from 4. Then I less than the length of the array. The length of the array is 8. Then new array dot push the value there. So it's going to push the value of at index 4. That's to push 10. When it's done, if you do I plus plus, I becomes 5. Is 5 less than the length of the array? The length of the array is 8. Then push the value at index 5. That's 11. I plus plus, I becomes 6. Is 6 less than the length of the array? Yes. push the value at index 6, that's 13. I plus plus I becomes 7. Is 7 less than the length of the array? Yes. Push the value at index 7, that's 15. I plus plus I becomes 8. Is 8 less than the length of the array? No. It means it will terminate the loop. When it's done, it will now return whatever is inside this new array. So it will return it back to this same place. Then when we check the console now, we now see a result that looks like this. Any question?
Okay, so now this is we not using slide to do it.
You said?
This one you did now. This is the one you did not use slides now.
I can't tell you.
You didn't use slides for this now. This is not the one we use slides for.
We didn't use slides. I'm the one that
And so
created
now,
this
if you want to solve the same.
I can't tell you very well.
I don't know. Maybe network. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes,
Can
I
you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so my question is, if you want to solve this using slides, how do we do it?
Slide would have
Because
made
this
our
one-
work look so easy, so easy. If we want
Let's. I don't know if we can do that.
we'll just say that's array, that's slice, that's a yes. So if you run this now, we should see the value starting from index 4 to the end of the array. If I put 2 here, so whatever value, if I put index 5, that should start from 11. So slightly that made our work look so easy, but then the purpose of this is to make us understand loop. I want us to use loop very well, understand how every part of it works. Now, understand now that this set the starting point. This controls where it ends. This controls the gap between them. Then whatever you want to do will be done here. So for tonight's assignment, we are going to go back to our normal slice. Tonight's assignment is this. Come back to this place. So if you supply, for our last assignment, we use something like this. That is, if you supply a single argument, it will start from index 2 to the end of the array. Something like this. This my slide is not defined. I have to comment this part out. So from index 2 to the end of the array. Then if you are supplied to parameters like this, means starts from index 2 and end at index 6. But remember, the value of it at index 6 is exclusive. It's not going to be included as part of your results. If you start at index 2, it will end at index 6, but it's not going to include the value at index 6. So this will be index 2, index 3, index 4, and index 5. So in the same sense, we want our home function also to behave like this. So that if I want it to have an ending point now, I can now come here and say, and add another parameter to this. So I'm saying start at index 5 and end at index 7. But please, the value at index 7 should be exclusive. It should not be part of your results. It should not be part of your results. So it's we add value at index 5 and 6. Any question?
Okay, so we should do it the way we did the last assignment. Is that what you just said?
You said?
You said we should do it the way we did this, the way we just did this last assignment.
Yeah, this is continuation of the last assignment. In the last assignment, we only set the starting point. I told you that the function should have 2 arguments. But in this case now, we'll be sending 3 parameters. One for the starting point and the second for the ending point. What this means is start at index 2 and end at index 6. but the value at index 6 should not be included, just like your inbuilt slice method. Remember, we want to build our own slice. So start at index 2 and end at index 6. So I don't know what you will do to this to make it work the way you want it. Any question?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want you to reiterate what you said in that for loop. You said that var I equals num is the starting point. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, please, can you just like repeat what you said in that box again?
Okay.
Like in that parenthesis of for loop.
Okay. Now, when we are
That
dealing
var
with,
is the beginning point, right?
okay, if you run these codes now, this is the solution to the last one. If you run this code, this array will be sent as the value of ARR, right?
Yes, sir.
Then these two will be sent as the value of num. Then it will
Yes.
create a new variable called new array, which is going to be an empty array. Then next we have this loop. Of course, you know that it will only come to this place when it's done with this loop. Now, variable I is num. What is the value of num?
2.
2. So I will be 2. Remember that when you are dealing with loop, let me quickly recap this part. When you are dealing with loop, bless you.
Thank you, sir.
This is going to display 0 to 4, right? Right?
Yes.
This will display 0 to 4. Let's run it. I'm be sure. Oh, my slide is not defined. Let me comment this part out. So this will display 0 to 4. But if I change this to 3, what will this display? If I run this code, what will this display? I'm asking us, please. If I run this code, what will this display?
It will display 3 and 4.
Good. It will display 3 and 4. Meaning that this part, whatever is here, tells us the starting point. And this controls where it's going to end. Such that if I put 10 here, this will display 3 to 9, right?
Yes.
So look at this, this determines the ending point, where it's going to end. Why this determines the gap between them? So that if I say, what will this give us?
It will give us 3, 5, 3, 5, 7,
7.
and 9.
Good. It will give us 3, 5, 7, and 9. So this displays or this determines the gap between them. So just with that knowledge now, you can easily solve the assignment given to you. 3, 5, 7, 9. That's exactly what is happening here when we did this. This array is sent as the value of ARR. This two is sent as the value of num. Again, I will comment this part, and this part out so that we concentrate on this loop alone. And I will just say console log hi. Console log I. When we run this code, I equals to num. So I becomes 2 immediately because 2 is sent as the value of num.
Yes.
Then 2 less than the length of this array. The length of this array is 8. We have 8 items in this array. Is 2 less than 8?
Yes.
Yes. So it's going to run the code here. Do you understand it?
Yes.
So to console
Yes.
log
Yes.
I instead of, so let's say console log ARR index of I. Oh sorry. Console log ARR index of I. So if you console log the value at index 2, remember the value of I is 2 because I equals to num. So 6 is at index 2. So this is log, it will log 6 to the console. Do we understand that part?
Yes.
So when we
Yes.
are done, it will do I plus plus. What will be the value of I now?
2 plus 1.
So I becomes 3. Is 3 less than the length of this array?
Yes.
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 Console log ARR index of I. So to console log the value at index 3, which is 8. I plus plus I becomes 4. Is 4 less than the length of this array? Yes, 4 is less than 8. Console log array index of 4. That's 10. When it's done, I plus plus I becomes 5. Is 5 less than the length of this array? Yes. Console log ARR index of 5. That's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 11. I plus plus I becomes 6. Is 6 less than 8? Yes. Console log ARR index of 6. That's 13. I plus plus I becomes 7. Is 7 less than the length of this array? Yes. Console log
Yes.
ARR index of 7. That's 15. I plus plus I becomes 8. Is 8 less than 8? No. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's run it on the browser and first see this. We have this. Oh, why this undefined? It means there is a little is somewhere. What am I saying? Undefined.
Return new
Oh,
array.
oh, yes, thank you. So push it inside. Okay, for now I will do this instead. So in order to understand this part very well, so I will comment this part out. So we have these results. Do you understand what is on the screen now and everything I've explained so far?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So instead of doing this now, I can now decide to save it inside a new array so that we can return it at the end of the day when we are done with everything. We now return it back to the location where that function is triggered. So instead of consoling now, push it inside this new array. So it first push the value at index 2, then push the value at index 3 till it gets to the end of the array. When we are now done with this whole loop, it will now return it back to where that function is triggered. Any question? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So back to the assignment, please.
Okay, now to tonight's assignment. Our assignment is this. Let's go back to this. This is our last week assignment. That is, when I put any value here, this JavaScript inbuilt slice method. So when I call on an array and I say dot slice and I put a value here, this will start. It will slice that that array. It will start from index 2 to the end of the array, and that's what we've also done. Do we understand that part?
Yes.
So if I supply two values now, the first value will be the starting point. The second value will be the ending point. Why the first value is inclusive, the second value is exclusive. That means that the value at index 2 will be included, but the value at index 6 will be excluded. It's not going to be included in your results. So what will be the, if I run this code now, what will it give me?
6, 8, 10,
11.
11.
Good. 6, 8, 10, 11. So it's only display the value at index 2, index 3, index 4, and index 5. It's not going to display the value at index 6. So that's what we want to add to our own inbuilt slice method also. Remember, we want to build JavaScript inbuilt slice method. We want our own to work like JavaScript inbuilt slice method. So if I come here now, and I also put 6 here, I want to have this result 6, 8, 10, 11. I want to have this result also. Do you understand this now?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I will pass the parameters here, and one will be the array, the second will be the starting point, the third one will be the ending point. Any question? In fact, this is something which we should be able to do in few minutes. Like it shouldn't take our time at all, at all. But please go over it, check it out. Think, do it. You can do it. Like this is actually simple. You can do it. That's something you need to know. Once I give you any assignment, just know that you can do it. You can do it. And if you are unable to do it now, it's because maybe you are not yet used to questions like this. So my work is to make you get so used to it that when you now see it at a point, your brain will quickly suggest the right answer. It will quickly tell you what to go. Don't worry if you are having hard time figuring it out. It's just because maybe your brain is there to get used to it. So that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make your brain, condition your brain to get used to it so that you think in some directions when you see some problems.
All right, sir. We'll
Awesome.
try.
Question, any observation? Maybe you want to talk about our class, or you have any observation as regarding our classes?
No, you are doing a good job, sir. You are doing a good job. I like the way you are drilling us for all these assignments.
Thank you very much.
It's a good one, sir. We appreciate.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, have a lovely night. See, I think the best is,
All right, sir.
please, before we leave the class, I think how we have to upload this thing. Once I leave my system now,